Good morning. My husband's on a conference call, so I'm stuck here again, sitting like a weirdo. I'm not in my pajamas still. I'm actually in my workout outfit because I did a little morning yoga today, which pretty much was just like stretching. It was nothing hardcore. Don't think that I'm that awesome. Hopefully, some of you did the lesson yesterday from AP that's online. There's another one that's going to be going on today at noon. So, here in about an hour. I think they're pretty good reviews. Yeah, here's my thoughts from yesterday's is that the prompt she went over, the Abigail Adams prompt, what I find really interesting, and we didn't look at that one yet. It's one that I usually save till the end because of when it was written. It's one of those pre 20th century pieces. What's crazy, and I don't know if she's going to mention this today or on future days, but it's not in the prompt that her son was only 12 years old when she wrote him that letter. And I just can't imagine sending your 12-year-old son off and talking about him as though he's like some grown man, and just how flattering she is towards him considering his age. Um, she does stroke his ego quite a bit in that letter. So that's one thing I enjoy about reading that prompt is seeing that. Um, so that's for my AP kids, just my little thoughts on that before I get going today. Today is actually my daughter's 17th birthday. So happy birthday to Reagan. And I'll share with you first my plans for her cake. I got this massive, yes, it's literally called the Baking Bible. I ordered this from Amazon because my other baking cookbooks that I do, I've gone through quite a few of the recipes. Not all of them, but enough that I felt like, I had a pretty good handle on those basic recipes. So this one is much more like specialty stuff that she has for recipes. So I went to here and I asked my daughter what kind of cake she wanted for her birthday, and she was like, and I said, "Do you want me to just surprise you?" And she said, "Yeah." So I'm going to make. I'm trying to find it here. I am making her. I wanted to make her a red velvet cake. She likes those quite a bit. I'm not a huge fan of red velvet. I think they're all right. I'm a huge fan of yellow cake with chocolate frosting, like homemade chocolate frosting with that yellow cake is divine combination. But and she likes that, but she's, I don't know, likes the trend of the uh, red velvet cake. Oh my gosh, I can't find it. There it is. They call it the red velvet rose. Sounds super fancy. Well, it's because they have a cake tin that's in the shape of a rose. I don't have that, but I have a bundt cake pan. So it's called a bundt cake, if you didn't know that. They usually aren't frosted, they'll have a glaze on them. So this one's in a rose shape. The one I have looks more like it's the fleur de lis pan. So if you don't know what a fleur de lis is, look it up. You might educate yourself a little bit. You've seen one before. It's a French thing. So mine is the fleur de lis design that I'm going to do for her birthday cake, and it has a raspberry glaze. So we'll see how that is. I also bought some cream cheese just in case. I thought about making a cream cheese kind of like sauce you could pour over it, is what I'm imagining, that they don't have on this recipe, but I'm just going to add it just in case. Because, extra calories are good. I caught my hair in the book. Oh, okay. Baking Bible. Done. Another cool thing thought I'd share is I ordered these playing cards. What's the company's name? Their name is Theory 11. And they have these for sale. And this is just like beautiful packaging. Like it has, I don't know if you can see that very well. It says, "May the force be with you" there. This is all that blue foil design. I got the Jedi pack and the Sith pack. The Sith one is red. Maybe I'll share that a different day because I haven't opened it yet. But I mean, you just look at these and you open it and it says "Stay on target" and has an X-wing there. You open it, and they are just playing cards. But this pack, sorry, I have a bit of a cough. it's got like this cool like Art Deco R2D2 design, and the lightsabers on the sides. I mean, just the detail that they put onto this is crazy. Um, the Jokers are these droids, and like look at this ace with the X-wing on it. The other cards are pretty plain and boring until you get, of course, up to the Jack, the Queen, Amidala, the King, and then you have a new ace there with a droid on it. And then it's boring again, right? Until you get, of course, like I said, got Lando, Rey, Luke, and they just each have in each suit different ones for the Jack, Queen, and King. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then they have this and this. Oh, Be Still My Heart. It's Han Solo. Okay. And then their ace with the Millennium Falcon. So those are pretty cool. I bought a few sets. I'm going to give some away as gifts, but I'm going to keep a set of each for myself, of course. Why not? So those are kind of cool thing and I've had these for a while. I just saw them on my shelf and was like, some kids might find those cool. Other ones might laugh at me and be like, my teacher's such a weirdo. So the big news I got today, I was in a meeting with my department, is what they're saying is that we are in a holding pattern right now as far as assigning you guys any work or curriculum. So I'm waiting to hear back for AP what that means. I would say still go online and do those tutorials through College Board. I'm going to see if I can still release some of the extra stuff through AP Classroom, because that's kind of up in the air right now on whether or not that's equitable to provide that stuff. So I'll do that. When I get that answer, I'll let you guys know. For 10th grade, that means, I'm just going to leave things where it's at. So you guys can check on Canvas and see what I already have there. But I'm pretty much only going to add any like just fun articles or videos. So that's really where I'm left at with what I can do at this point. We have a school meeting with all the teachers tomorrow. I don't anticipate getting any more specifics from them at that point. So we'll see what the district says. I'm kind of waiting from them and the state to tell us what we can do legally, or trying to streamline it. Adults make things very complicated. But part of it is we want to make sure that kids are getting equal access, that certain kids aren't getting more instruction than others, because that wouldn't be fair and equitable to everyone. So anyway, I have all my supplemental stuff on Canvas. You guys are welcome to go and still do that. 10th graders, if you didn't do well on one of our discussions we had before we left, if you go online and participate in our Canvas discussion, I will go back, depending on how well you do with our online discussion, I can go back and give you some additional credit on our old discussions from class. So that's one way to improve your grade quite a bit. I'm also going to give you an overall discussion grade that's summative based off of what I've seen so far. So you may want to do that. In that, I've included either a video or an article specifically about your dystopian book, and to get you thinking a little bit more about what you've read. And I pose a question or just ask you to respond to the video or the article. So that's what I have there for discussion for 10th graders. Juniors, the same stuff that I had before for AP is up there. The only thing I've added is I keep adding those links to those online classes, so you can also find them through our Canvas page. It's just to make it more accessible. I just hate that I keep getting emails from my son's teacher, he's in 2nd grade, for all these different websites and all these different things with all these different logins. And I'm like, can I just have one place to go to like get this stuff? So that's kind of why I keep putting stuff on Canvas, because yes, I could email all that stuff out, but it's a bit overwhelming when you keep getting a bunch of emails all the time with, go to this place, go to that place. I find it very annoying. So that's that. Another funny thing, I was sharing the story with some teacher friends yesterday, is you guys know my dog, Mr. Darcy. If you watched the other video that was kind of all over the place because of my horrible computer, He came to say hi. He's my 14-year-old dog. He might be 15. The lady I got him from didn't really know his age, but I've had him for 10 years. And she was like, well, he's 4 or 5. I can't quite remember. I was like, how do you not know the age of your dog that you've had since he was a puppy? It's weird. But anyway, he's really old and he's had cancer twice. I've told most of you about that already. And so he has 2 toes that have been removed, but they're on different feet. So 2 of his feet have 4 toes and 2 of them have 3 toes. So I sometimes call him the sloth because sloths have 3 toes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so when he had his latest bout with cancer, like over a year ago, we also had his teeth cleaned, and we said, hey, whatever is like teeth aren't looking good, just pull him out because it's probably the last time we'll be able to put him under anesthesia because he's getting so old that it's dangerous to put somebody under anesthesia when they're too old. Their bodies can't handle it. So he had one of his big canine teeth taken out, one of the big pointer ones. And so he has like 3 of those pointy canines left. Number 3 is very important in literature and with my dog. That's the lesson. So what I noticed recently, like in the last few weeks, and I don't know if it's just because we've been home and I've just had nothing else to think about, so my brain is like processing stuff. I realized that when he eats his dog food, he would have stuff left in his bowl, and he'd come up and start bothering me. I'd try to let him outside. He didn't want to go outside. I'd pet him, and he'd keep bugging me. And then I'd go over to his bowl, and he'd act like he wanted food. And I was like, so first I was just putting more in there. I was like, okay, whatever. Is that stuff in there stale that's left over? What's his problem? Whatever. So I just kept doing that. I finally realized it was all on the left side of his bowl because that's where he's missing that bottom tooth. This poor dog, I haven't seen him doing it when he eats, but I'm sure if you just think about it, if most dogs have it like this and they can chomp, grab stuff like a claw, well, now take away one of those claws and try to, where's all the food going to fall out? Well, it's out this side. Well, that's the side of the bowl that has this like pile of dog food that he's not eating. So I thought he just wasn't eating it for some weird reason. No, it's because he can't get to it because of his stupid tooth that's missing. So to the point now where once I see that, I have to check it every day, turn his bowl so that pile goes to the other side so then he can keep eating and finish the bowl. So far, that's been working. So dumb. It's so dumb. But that's the way life is right now. So at least I figured that out. I'm not totally crazy. And then, at first my family, I think they thought I was when I had the theory. I was like, I think he's not eating that because of his missing tooth. And sure enough, once I started I would either shake the bowl so it would move to the middle again, or I would just turn the bowl around and then, it fixed the problem. Oh, well. I'm a problem solver. I'm not very good at listening to people's problems, but I'm really good at giving you ways to fix them. I'll listen and then I'll instantly fix them. I won't go, oh, that's really too bad. I'm not really good at the patting you on the back, sympathizing. I have to work hard at that. All right, lastly, I do have a bit of a cough I've had for a while. Don't freak out. Keeping tabs on it. It's fine. Lastly, 14,000 things to be happy about. We need this. I do. I don't know if you do. When I read these, you might want to think of what are your first reactions? What are your first thoughts? Does it make you go on a tangent in your brain thinking about something else? That's really good thinking to do. It's constructive. So I'd suggest you do that. Okay. So I'm going to flip randomly, and I'm going to find a page. I'm not looking. I'm going to point with my finger, and I'm going to Age and Beauty. What? That is not. Okay. My first reaction is that doesn't make me happy because getting older is, whatever. But I will say a decision I made several years ago is to embrace my age, and I stopped dyeing my hair. Like I think all of this, none of this is dyed. This is all just my natural color. Only thing I do is go get my hair cut. I don't get it dyed. I don't get it treated. Maybe I should. But I decided that I didn't want to be that lady with the gray roots. And then you see like the brown. My mom's kind of like that. So, and I have friends and family members that do that. that go through the whole rigmarole. And part of me is like, why do we do this? Why is it okay for men to be like distinguished with gray hair or the salt and pepper hair? And it's like, yeah, this distinguishing quality, like you're this wise older person. Yet for women, we are not supposed to do that. So I made a conscious decision several years ago to say, this is silly. I'm not going to highlight or dye my hair anymore. I'm going to let it do its own thing and see what happens. So I have, and some of you may think they're highlights, but they're all my gray hairs, like through here. You can see some back here. And I have like a big streak on this side that when my hair is pulled back a certain way, you can start to see it. So when I think of like age and beauty, I think there is something where our society tends to want, especially women, to look young for as long as possible and to always be chasing that part of our youth. And I think that's been around for a long time. And so what I've started to do is just say, I'm not going to do it. I'm still going to take care of myself. I'm still going to put moisturizer on my face. But I hope I don't get to the point where I'm so vain or chasing after that past that I start doing things like getting Botox treatments and all that. I hope that I can push aside those expectations of the world and be true to who I am and just embrace the fact that aging is a process. It's the process of life, and it shows that experience. As I get older and I get more wrinkles and things, it's a reminder of what we've been through, which is important. And so, while there are other places where I'm very vain with my appearance or things, I know that's shocking. You're like, didn't think you did anything, Mrs. Thomas. Yes, there are some maintenance things that I do, but to try to mask my real age, I'm really trying to be aware of that. And am I trying too hard to, look like I'm 30 when I'm really, I'm 41. So, and that's okay. And I'm not super old. I'm middle-aged. But to be okay with the fact that, I don't need to try to look like I'm in my 20s still. And I know you guys are all young and you're like, you're a weirdo, whatever. But, as you get older, you start to realize what's really important and what matters. And some of you probably already there based on your life experiences. It took me a long time to get there. But I think it's important to reflect and think about what's important in life. And especially in this time when we get a break from everything else, is to be mindful and to just think about those types of things. Think about your own world philosophies and life philosophies. And some of us have them handed to us by our parents or by our religion or whatever that is, whatever that schema is. But, just really thinking about what it means to us to exist and live and grow old. And I think those are important questions to ask all the time. That's why I went into English, almost went into philosophy, but for me, that's why I love teaching English. It's about where we should go as part of humanity and what is happening to humanity and society. I think those are all interesting questions. And I think that's what writers have been asking for centuries. What is our human nature? Are we evolving or devolving? Are we improving or not? So those are my last thoughts for you today. Sit back, relax, enjoy your last few days of freedom. Supposedly we're supposed to start some type of learning on Monday, but from what I understand from the district, that may be just those resources they've already provided to you guys, which I've put on Canvas for you guys already. You can also find them on the district website. So stay safe, stay sane, live long and prosper, and may the force be with you. Bye, guys.